Good evening, it's Iwi. Nau mai hoki mai. Ki tēnei kauhau kōrero. So, did you know that Bernie Sanders is the only member of the Democratic Party to have not been mentioned in those Epstein files, and he is a person with a very high profile, senior ranking member. Obviously, he is a mayor too of his city, and a long time member of the Democratic Party, but now he's independent, similar to Zoran Mamdani. He's just taking care of his constituency in his city, and I say good on him, because there's one thing that I've learnt from these declassified Epstein files is that the relationship between wealthy donors, mainstream political parties, particularly the Democrats, and its community, which is very fractured, very fragmented, but actually what they do is that they prioritise the A-listers. So, people like Oprah, for example, you remember just how really pushy and almost like a narcissist she was when, what's her name, Kamala Harris, stood as a candidate against, Donald Trump. And I know a lot of people on the left are going to be pissed off and really hoha about this too, because, the debates are getting really petty and quite nasty now, but, it's not like the Democrats are in a position now to redeem themselves. Like, come on, those Epstein files tell you enough. While I'm here, I just want to say, I'm seeing this global trend around the world with all left politicians, mainstream, who are members of either the Democrats or here in Aotearoa we say the Labour Party. There's a Labour Party in Australia. There's a Labour Party also in the UK. I think that the political party itself has been captured by the mainstream media, but totally lobbied out by the American dollar, the pro-Israel Zionist ideology that you've got to be implicit with some of your views and your policies on mass immigration, but also nationalism as well. And we're seeing this rift between the in and the out crowd and the in crowd, particularly with the Democrat Party in America. They're just stupendously stupid. And I'll say the same thing too about the mainstream left kind of narrative that Labour are pushing here in Aotearoa. Don't like it at all. The level of superficiality, just the dumbing down of our common sense, but also our intelligence as a people, as individuals, as I guess as a community of people who are deeply concerned and connected to our whenua, our whānau, but also some of the atrocious things that are going on and still going on in places like Gaza and Sudan, and just the lack of accountability and the lack of respect for our concerns about where our taxpayers' money is going to, and what's not being invested in, from looking at the state of homelessness in this country, the rise of inflation, the rise of rent and what you call it, food, petrol, GST. It's ridiculous, and I know that this is a worldwide it's a worldwide issue, it's a worldwide struggle, but it's incredibly concerning to me that some people believe that the only people in the world that can redeem actually this situation or crisis is the Democrats. Like, come on now, people. These people have been totally lobbied out by money, and if they really did give two fucks about, putting the aspirations and the needs of their people first, they wouldn't be fucking talking to, pro-Israel reporters. They wouldn't be taking big checks or donations from some of these wealthy celebrities and donors who have some very big ego problems, but also some really huge knowledge gaps too about what's really troubling or putting their citizens at risk, like the amount of money that Beyonce and J-Lo and Oprah took away after Kamala Harris's flop of a campaign. It was ridiculous. You're not talking like thousands or hundreds of dollars, you're talking millions of dollars, and it just makes you realise just how fucking corrupt politics is, because of the induction and the enabling of influencers and celebrities to get a bit too involved with industries and issues they know sweet fuck all about. My 2 cents. If you're a singer, if you're a dancer, that's cool. Go for broke. But don't get involved in politics. And don't think that you can use your platform and your kitschy little concerns about something that you feel really bad about, so that you can have a bigger voice and a bigger platform to tell everyone else how they should prioritise their values, raise their children, and don't sell us political slogans and values that you don't practice your fucking self, because that for me is the biggest fuck up. That's the biggest fuck up with the Democrats. That's the biggest fuck up, I think, generally with a lot of mainstream left parties. But, the Democrats, the Labour Party in particular, because they allow the celebrities and the influencers to take priority over their own citizens. And sometimes it gets to a point where it becomes a bit narcissist. You allow them to corral around, superstar candidates or politicians who are easily persuaded by money, but also money favours. So Bernie Sanders is the only person who did not get in bed with this Epstein network of people, which is why he was outed, casted out of the Democrats and not chosen as a potential president. He's like the guy who America didn't get as a president because he was too honest. But that's something proof finally that there are some good people on the left, and they are people who are patient, who are tolerant and will listen, and they are people with smarts, but also the intelligence to not follow, this blind, pattern of, follow the leader for blindfold on. This is me signing off tonight. Have a good fucking night.